Yo, do us a favor and yourself a favor by hitting that subscribe button. Make sure to tap that notification bell as well so you can stay updated. Now let's get to the video.
This is Illinois Radio with Biko, Illinois Jones, and Pretty Riot going down right now.
You're tuned in to Illinois Radio, Chicago's most valuable radio show. I'm your host, Biko, alongside Pretty Riot, Illinois Jones. And as always, we bring you all the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, we got the homie Tree Nobi in the building.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to Illinois Radio, my brother.
I appreciate you.
You came up here swaggy as fuck, my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
What the fuck is like this
talk
shit,
this little
nigga? I've been wanting to do this. I ain't want to sing weird.
Go ahead, bro.
feel
No. You know
me?
what I'm saying? It feels great.
What is it?
What the-
What's that?
I
what
couldn't
this-
even tell you. It's
that
not like,
linen?
it's not
Hey.
wool, but
Hey.
it's like
I feel like the guy from Coming to America. Hey, what is this? Velvet? I feel
I
like
was on my Grinch Stole Christmas shit.
that's damn. The Black Grinch,
The
homie.
Black Grinch. You
Yeah,
feel
that's a
me?
theme for an album, folks.
Ooh.
There it
bro.
is. There it is. The Black Grinch Christmas
Ooh.
album on the way. You feel
Bro, the Black Grinch.
Christmas around the
That'll be
corner,
hard.
too.
me? You feel me?
I mean,
Bro.
Christmas album from
Get you a
Trinobi.
green one.
They got one. Black designer. His name Blue Boy. Check him out.
From here?
Nah, he not from here. I think I don't know what he is per se, but look him up on Instagram. He got a little collection coming out. He dope. I don't know why I'm giving him free pub. I'm giving free pub.
No,
'cause
you
he
get free
dope.
pub. Nah,
He dope.
because we
yeah.
gonna chop this up
Yeah.
and we gonna get you an endorsement deal.
You
On
feel
the
me?
real.
We got you.
Hey, Blue, hit me up. Huh?
I
bro.
mean, it is fall, you know what I'm saying? So fall brings out fashion.
You feel me?
What's the staple piece for you?
Me, I am a big flannel guy, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm a big flannel hoodie guy, and I'm a big fall guy. Obviously, born and raised in Chicago. We got 4 seasons. LA not like that. LA different, but yeah, I got to hit them with the flannels and the cardigans. You know what I'm saying?
You give me an LA vibe, like
Yeah, I've been out there for a minute. I've been going back and forth out there. I live out there now, but I've been going back and forth for a hot little minute. So the influence is wearing off, I would say.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah,
The name is an interesting name.
Yeah.
for sure.
I know.
Tree Nobi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Tree is like your name.
Yeah.
But where did the Nobi come from?
All right, so I'm super into sci-fi movies. So I'm a big I like Star Wars, obviously. I like sci-fi films. I'm really big into anime, right? And then my mentor, No ID, they kind of call him Yoda, right? And just because of the way he found me in our relationship, we had this little joke amongst me in the gang, and we was like, yeah, you Obi-Wan Trinobi. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, whoa, wait. Take the Obi-Wan off. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to have nobody sue us. You feel me? Then we altered it, but it's like, it just fits so much because it's like I have a director's name, or I have a anime character's name, or a pen name, or whatever the case may be for my art. You know what I'm saying? I had so many different names coming up. It's like, you'll be surprised how hard it is to make a rap name out of Demetrius. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised how many names I've had for so long.
Okay, go ahead. I want to give us one.
Give us one.
I went by like Demetrius G. I went by like Demetrius $G. I went by, oh my God, D Genius at a point in time.
D Genius.
You know what I'm saying? I went by just Meech at a point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like I went by OV's Meech.
I was just finna say the name that a lot of people got acquainted with was Over East Meech.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted something broader and some more like, who I am. You feel me? And what I and it involved my interest, but also I'm hugely inspired by like Frank Ocean, and I love that he just picked like a raw pen name. You know what I'm saying? For his art, it feels like he's directing audio films, right? So I think that's where my inspiration came from.
With you having an alias Over East Meech, that name being known, I mean that's something you carry with you for a while.
Absolutely.
Was it hard for you at all to transition from Over East Meech to Tree Nobi?
Absolutely, because I think a lot of people don't still know that that's the same person, right? Like, so a lot of people that was following Over East Meech probably don't know who Tree Nobi is, right? And that's always like a difficult thing when you switching aliases, right? People get so accustomed to one, right? And so, yeah, that aspect of it was different. But as far as like artistically, I thought it was time for a change. You know what I'm saying? I thought Over East Meech represented an era in my artistry. I tucked away. I didn't drop a project for almost 5 years, and I think I just reinvented myself, right? Sonically, artistically, just aesthetically. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, that part was a pretty simple transition, but as far as like the fans keeping up, you know, you can keep switching. That's kind of difficult.
Yeah, yeah. But you spoke on 5, like you know, you were before you put out music. You was at a 5-year hiatus.
Yeah.
What was going on within that 5-year span that you know finally led you to get back to putting the music out that you want to put out, and you know, of course, rebranding the name. So
you know what? To be 100, I was in a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like and. Not to name no names or whatever the case may be, but the deal didn't go according to plan, right? And so I was probably operating under certain assumptions, whatever. But I think me changing my name just put more control back into what I do. Like right now, we super indie. You know what I'm saying? Tree Nobi's indie. You know what I'm saying? We do everything in house. You know what I'm saying? Video people, production, management. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that was the biggest thing that kind of held me back. And then I'm gonna call a spade. I just should have got better at music. I just want to get better at music, right? Like I'm obsessed with the craft. I'm obsessed with getting better. I'm obsessed with being, you know, competing with the greats musically. You know what I'm saying? Not just, you know, all respect to all artists, you feel me? Because art is like a very difficult thing to, you know, do. But, you know, I'm trying to be the greatest at what I do. You
so
feel me?
In a way, it sounds to me like 5 years ago when you were signed, in a way it kind of put you do you feel like it put you in a box where you couldn't really get that creative aspect out that you wanted? In
a way, right? Like, so when you're dealing with organizations, it's a lot of business, right? And sometimes art and business don't align. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to hone your creative process, right? Like sometimes you just got to make better music, right? For the business to move, you feel me? So it's like those things had to get solved. I think taking my time to just sit down and actually just get better at music, right? I think it's easy for us to blame why artistically am I not moving or whatever the case may be on so many external factors. I don't like to do that. You know what I'm saying? I like to internalize them. Like, all right, if it ain't moving, it's probably not moving because I'm not did, right? Or I can get better at this, right? So I just took that approach. You know what I'm saying? Whether the situation, you know, worked out or not, I'm open to new situations. You know, I like being indie, honestly, because I like the freedom, you know what I'm saying, to drop when I want and get my vision out as quickly as possible. You know what I'm saying? I think that's my biggest thing.
What happened to give you that outlook? Because a lot of people don't look at it like that. You know, a lot of artists don't look at things like that from that perspective. Yeah. So, like, was it something that you always just looked at like it's my art, so let me control it instead of letting other people control it, or somebody else control it?
Yeah, it's like, because I think I make very deeply personal music, right? Like, I think some music is being made to serve a purpose, which I think that's the point, right? Like, we wouldn't all have iPhones if it didn't function properly, right? So some people make music to function properly, whether it's club records, whatever the case may be. Mine's is so personal that it's like I understand if it's not received by everybody, if everybody's not into it or in that mood or whatever the case may be. But because of that, because it is so personal, I do take it very personally as far as like being able to control how people receive my art, right? Like whether that be aesthetically, whether that be the way the promo is cut, whether that's the way the artwork is shot. You see how important artwork is on things, and if you got other people controlling it and giving their ideas, it's very easy for you to get lost in just saying, oh yeah, whatever, and then it don't come out the way you exactly wanted it to. You got to live with it, right? Like I got to go on that stage and I got to go
present this to the people.
I got to go rap it, right? I got to go show the album cover to everybody. I got to put my face next to it, right? And I got to live with it. So because of that, I make sure I just go, make sure it is exactly what I want, even when I'm working with my people.
For sure.
Man.
For sure. I had I was thinking about when you were saying your name changed from Over East Tree to Tree Over East Meech from Tree Nobi, and it was like Tree Nobi cut ties, all ties with Over East Meech.
Hey, you could make that a meme.
Facts, low key.
Just to let people know this is what it is.
Right, this is what it is. Like, so if y'all over there still bumping that Over East Meech, you know what I'm saying? The Tree Nobi's better. You feel me? The grass is greener. You feel me?
No, man. I love your whole swag. Like,
appreciate it,
if you wouldn't have said, like, if I wouldn't have known you was from Over East, I'd probably be like, yeah, damn, this nigga done flew from Cali California to come fuck with them.
Well, he did.
I mean, but like, damn, like our reach is out in Cali, like, like the whole style, man, is different. Like, what made you set yourself and be like, most people, especially coming from Chicago, we all are fashionable people, but we stay in a certain lane. You feel me? It's like you express yourself with how you rock your clothes and what you got on. Like, what gave you like a fashionable sense, and where do you get that from?
I think that I care about aesthetics in general, right? So it's like, I guess the best way for me to say this is that I care about how things look, or I care about, and not so much in a vain sense, but so much of like, I see it as an opportunity for expression. Right. Just like I see my art, the way, whether you pick a white background for your album artwork or a red one, you're presenting like, yo, I have a choice. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a choice in anything, whether it's your sneakers, whether it's how you want to rap, whether it's like your business, whether it's your radio station, whether it's whatever you putting your hands on, you have a choice to make it exactly what you want to do. I choose fashion that same way. Like me personally, I rock mostly black designers. Like, I don't like, and there's no offense to no other designers out there, you know what I'm saying? I like supporting my people. I like showing the dope things that my people do, you know what I'm saying? And putting it together into a fit, you feel me? And I'm like, if I got a choice, obviously everybody likes to be comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I have days where I'm not fresh at all, you know what I'm saying? Jogging pants.
Me today.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even about all that, right? But every so often you want to put that shit on, you feel me?
I think you was rocking something like what you got on.
Right? You want to put some shit on. But but because of that, you know what I'm saying, it's like you have a choice, right? Like, so, and I try to take that approach to everything that I do, from sneakers to rugs I have in my house, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna choose the off-white doormat because I could choose a $25 doormat, and I know I'm being extra, but it's like, when people come to my house, I want them to dust their feet off on an off-white doormat. I just like that, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, I have a choice.
It's gangster.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, a lot of people don't even pay attention to rugs and doormats. For you to say, my rugs.
You feel me? Like rugs interior
matter.
Decorating, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked at an architecture firm, and you'd be surprised how much interior decorating is like a part of architecture, and just seeing how people design buildings and stuff like that is super inspiring. You know what I'm saying? And
Is your business struggling? Trying to get your followers up? No problem. You can advertise with us right now. Tap that link above. Now let's get back to the show.
Just listening to you and your music, dog. God damn, dude, that shit is different.
Damn,
and it's refreshing. You know what I mean? And I love that shit. This shit is original. Originality is there, and a lot of artists don't have it. A fear of not being accepted. You know what I mean? I want to know, because I did hear you mention that, No ID is your mentor. And what is it like? Like how did that connection happen? Like, how did you and him come into contact with each other?
I'm gonna keep it a bean, like luck. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, it ain't blessings, whatever you want to call it. Like,
it was right place at the right time.
I posted a song on SoundCloud. He was just starting his job over at Capitol Records, and he happened to see my song.
Wow,
that simple.
Damn.
I can't put it no other way.
Was it Twitter, Instagram?
It was not. He said he literally logged on to SoundCloud.
Damn.
He said he logged on to SoundCloud. The song was recommended to him. He pressed play. He flew me out to LA to see if I had more songs. Of course I did. I played him a bunch of songs. That was all she wrote.
Now,
damn.
That's what you call genuine.
God did.
And God did as well.
Did. Facts. God did. Facts.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. I can't even explain it no more than that. You know what I'm saying?
What did you think? Like, did you like, this shit ain't this?
Oh, on God. Like, I woke up the next day. I think Von got a DM from Dion. My producer, Mike Lee, one of my friends from way back. We've been cooking for a while. He got a DM. I'm late to the party. I check my phone. I'm like, this ain't never who I think it is. And then Mike already blew my phone up. Von already blew my phone. I'm like, oh, no, this is serious. They're like, yo, check your DM. I'm like, oh, it's real. I'm like, okay. We hopped on the phone call with him and blew us out. You know what I'm saying? And we just been thugging ever since. You feel me?
What is it like being in the studio with no ID.
It's like a nonstop crash course at like good music, right? Like it's just like
That sounds so fucking fun.
It really truly is. Like you learn so much, and it's not even like he's purposely just. It's just what he talks about music. Talk about his creative process of some of y'all favorite records that y'all have ever heard. You know what I'm saying? He just talks about the process and how they did it and this and that. And it just be story time. You know what I'm saying? You know, let the story begin. So he's always giving us stories, you feel me? And you take from him, you learn from him, like, oh yeah, we did this, oh we tried this, oh blah, blah, blah. This worked for us. It might not work for you, but you know what I'm saying? So it's always that type of wisdom in the studio, right? And you just learn so much just being in that environment. I always say, you know, we are products of our environment. Environment means everything. So just being in the midst of greatness, you feel me, you naturally pick up stuff, you feel me? So.
Now, being mentored by No ID, what's something you noticed from him that altered your sound?
Man, process, right? How I create records. I think that was the biggest thing. Just him giving me insight on how, you know, some of our favorite artists in the music industry actually create, the magnitude in which they create, how much they create, how they work through blocks and how they power through certain things to get these sounds, who they collaborate with, just all of those things, right? Like you just learning. Like since I really started like trapping out of No ID studio, like I started writing, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to pen everything, you know what I'm saying? But then I started trusting myself and just was like, he always used to tell me, he's like, you should trust yourself. He was like, me and Cole used to do this 7-minute drill where it's like, yo, you just go in there, you rap. You know what I'm saying? 7 minutes. You got 7 minutes to come up with a verse, hook, or out the bam. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got time to rap. You ain't got time to write nothing down. So it's like, it's all here now. You feel me? So that's my notepad now. You know what I'm saying? I can't write in. It don't sound as good if I write it down. And that's just so what I developed. You can't even
write. Like, so you went from writing to you can't even like.
Nah,
it's not
bro.
the same
Like, cause it's like you add too many words, or you ain't saying exactly what you mean. Yeah, when that mic is live and you just got that beat playing and you just start. It's way easier, you know what I'm saying, to say what you feel, what you mean, take that filter off, you feel me?
So the 7-minute drill, like how long did it take you to get in that, like get?
I'm gonna be real, I'm not that good. I'm not gonna say I'm on Cole level or Dion level with it. They've been doing it for decades, you feel me? Right. But it's more so the process of like, you know, it's the idea of like trusting yourself. Don't overthink that line. That one line that you're gonna say is like, nah, say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you thought of it, you know what I'm saying? Lay it down. If you don't like it, cut over it later. But just go. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I used to overthink lines all the time, rewrite and make it more sophisticated than it had to be. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessary all the time. That's usually never necessary.
Yeah. What's some great advice he gave you outside of what you already told us?
Be yourself. Like, he's like, people love you for you. You know what I'm saying? Is when you stop being you, people notice that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the artists that be falling off or whatever, not to speak on nobody anything because I don't know everybody, you feel me? But it's like I noticed that when people start pivoting too hard or doing stuff that's outside the realm of them or what people loved you for, like, but in turning that, you know, set the standard for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be one of them out-the-box creative thinking, whatever, you know, just set that as your standard. Don't be trying to conform if that's just not who you is. You know what I'm saying? If you like making club records, make club records if that's who you is. You know what I'm saying? Just don't pivot too far from who you is. Once you start doing stuff that's not you, it'd be crazy. Like if Cardi B just started speaking all proper one day, we just like, yo, what the fuck?
I don't remember.
Right. That ain't who we rock with. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So it's like, nah, be you. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely do you well, story. My brother.
Yeah,
appreciate
most definitely. Now, going from Sign to being independent to creating your own label. You know, I want to make sure I say it right. Augustus Atelier?
Atelier.
God damn, that's
it's a little tricky. It's a French word. You know what I'm saying? It's Atelier.
Hold up.
It's French for workshop.
Okay.
So it's like Augusta's workshop. So my Augusta is my grandma, and she passed away in October 2019. And her crib was like the hub. You feel me? Like if you was down on your luck, you go to Augusta crib. If like whether it was my cousins, my auntie, whether people was dealing with this plight or that plight, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you got kicked out, maybe you lost, whatever the case may be. You ended up at Augusta crib. You got right, you went back out into the world. You feel me? And you tried again. You feel me? And that's what that represent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a product of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a product of that. You feel me? And I want people that, you know, come work with me or work with Augustus Atelier to get them same type of vibes and benefits, you know what I'm saying?
The meaning is super in depth.
Yeah, man.
The meaning itself.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
crazy.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I put thought and care into everything I do, bro. So it's like, and I want something that's gonna live forever outside of me. You feel me? And who better name to attach to it than my legacy?
I think that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
I think you doing that carries on the legacy of your family. And so even when your kids come up and they get to take it and understand who your grandmother was to the family.
Wells and Fargo is a family name.
Yeah.
You feel me? Johnson and Johnson.
Yep.
What was the connection like with your grandmother?
Oh man, it's like that's all I spent my time at in my formative years, like my childhood. Like she was like a quiet woman, right? But when she spoke with, and it's like, yo,
sharp.
But she a lot of times she was just very like hands off. She let you live life. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't too critical. She wasn't nothing like that. She let you go down your path, and she was there when you needed her. You feel me? And it's like, that's it. That's how I learned how to be. You know what I'm saying?
Did she give you any advice, something that stick with you to this day?
I wouldn't say more so she gave advice because she wasn't really that vocal of a person, but it's more how she was. You feel me? Like she led by like her actions. She cared for everybody. Everybody knew where to come get a Sunday dinner. Well, no matter where you was at in the world, I got cousins that's in military that just know when I come to Chicago, stop by Granny crib. You know what I'm saying? Like I got cousins that lived with her. She raised kids. She raised her grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Like for whatever the circumstances was. You know what I'm saying? But she took that upon herself to raise not only her kids, her grandkids. You know what I'm saying? And those kids grow up to be art designers and mechanics and all kinds of things. So she's like just that openness and that love just being constantly reverberated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that soul.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's inspiring, make you want to go do something, you know what I'm saying? Not just lazy around.
Everybody want to take care of grandma now.
Everybody want to take care of grandma.
That motivate.
Yeah,
it's motivation like a motherfucker. It's my turn to take care of grandma. We got to get out here.
Before we get into break, is there any any artists under the label?
Not yet.
Are you looking?
Trinobi is number one. I'm really trying to get resources and connections and build my Rolodex so when we do finally start looking for artists, we can, connect them with people at the very least. You know what I'm saying? If we can't provide a deal, maybe we can connect you with somebody who can provide you with a deal. You know what I'm saying? Good business, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to get nobody done nothing crazy. We want people to prosper.
For sure.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty starting riots right here on Illinois Radio. And every single week, you come and you watch these great interviews, and you still ain't subscribed. What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on too.
Now I got to talk about this project, my brother. Love Bomb. I got introduced to it. I was over at Feature Forms.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Vaughn. Shout out Ro.
Yes, sir.
Marsalis. I was there chilling. Vaughn was like, "Have you checked out Tree new album yet?" I'm like, "Man, I seen. I haven't got to it yet, but I'm gonna check it out today."
Fair.
And it was hella traffic that day. I was on the north side coming all the way to the east side.
Yes,
I was coming over east. You feel what I'm saying?
Sir.
Hella traffic.
Coming my way.
It got me through. I did, like I was telling you off air, my nerves was calm. It was too much traffic. I cut off so many times. I didn't even care. I was late picking my son up. I didn't even care because it put me in a good mood.
Man.
And what I noticed, what I loved about it was like the melodic sound that you provided. The way you flipped a lot of tracks and how you found like old radio programming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you show love to GCI when
absolutely
like when it first started type.
Yeah.
And you found
80s
these
and 90s,
you found these old beds to throw in between and you gave the project a real radio feel.
Facts.
And I was reading on the Ghetto Flower, you said radio is kind of obsolete, but an effective thing. So we thought it would be really cool to introduce the world to what an ad-free power hour on Chicago radio sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like that's something that's still happening now, or is that something with radio that's missing?
I used to, growing up in Chicago, coming on the way home from school, they used to do the power hour, you feel me? And they just play hits nonstop for an hour. And it was one of them things where you like, this is where you hear Dilemma by Nelly and Kelly Rowland and stuff like that, right? Like it was always the hits, you know what I'm saying? And they just, because you can just slap them joints back to back, whether it was I don't know who was at the time, was it Ferris or whatever, who was at GCI at the time? I don't know, I don't recall. But it's, I think we mentioned ad-free hours, and I don't want to talk down on radio per se or how they do their things, but it's like, you know, we hear the same songs a lot on radio, and whether it's what goes or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? I thought Power Hours or when they did they used to let independent artists like submit their songs for like Friday or Saturday nights and stuff like that, right? I don't know if that still goes on, you know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to radio like that, but I always, as a shorty coming up, before you get your first iPod, I don't know if everybody know at the day and age when you ain't have no iPod, but you feel me? But like when you get your iPod, like you're listening to the radio to find the songs. You're gonna hit LimeWire, bro, and just be like, yo, I heard this on the radio. I gotta go.
Damn, you said LimeWire, G.
Real.
I'm a real cusp kid, so it's like I know a world where there was no computers at all. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, yo, I seen the iPod, I've seen the MP3 player, I've seen CDs, whatever the case may be, right? But in them early stages when you were discovering music, you would look to radio, right? Like you would look to see whatever the DJs was hopping. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought that was a great theme for a project from a new artist. Right, and a new artist is coming through, you know what I'm saying, telling you where I want to be. I'm telling you I want to be on that Power Hour. I'm telling you I want to be with the Hitmakers. I'm telling you I want to be in these conversations, you know what I'm saying? And I just got to do it sonically. I can show you better than I could tell you, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's like you want to recreate that feel, though, for sure. That was a major thing for us.
You did. I feel like you reached that. You recreated, and you put me in a different mindset of listening. Like, damn. Radio did used to sound like this. You know what I'm saying? It was very different from then until now. And I also wanted to know, you know, what made you want to highlight GCI?
It wasn't like a GCI or Bree got on me about this. Shout out Bree specific. We go way back.
She's like, well, you ain't highlight Power.
Yeah, no. She got on me about it. She was like, you know, you're supposed to hit me up, right? I'm like, you're right. But it was I wanted a Chicago radio station, and it was simply GCI had a whole retro pack of drops, and 92 didn't. You know what I'm saying? It was the only one we could find. And
so if you found,
I had
both, you would have probably used.
I probably would have used Power because I know people at Power, and I got love.
You're gonna have all these radio stations uploading old
ass drops.
Hey man, more for the people, more for the creatives. Yes, upload the old drops, man. We need them, man.
Yeah, I think you did something with that, my brother. For Bree to hit you up.
Oh yeah, she was like, I'm teed about that. I'm like, hey, my bad. I should have called you.
Yeah. I mean, do you because you say you don't really listen to radio. Why is that? Like what? Because a lot of artists, creatives in general, a lot of people say they don't really listen to radio like they used to no more.
You know, it's like for me, it's more so. It's like I deem myself a creator, right? And for the longest, I didn't want to be influenced by what I heard on the radio, because like as a creator and when you're finding your sound, it's very easy for you to find little sounds, little things that other artists do and adapt them and add them to your repertoire. But then you go through this little period where you sound like them, right? And so to remove that altogether, I try to like sparsely listen to what's hot or listen to things that I objectively like from artists, and I'm not necessarily trying to take nothing. Like, so I like Sade, right? And so I can't sing like Sade, you feel me? So there's nothing from her I can take, you know what I'm saying? But I just objectively love listening to Sweetest Taboo, you feel me? So I listen to stuff like that. I'm more like a digger now. Like I'm like, guess what? I added Prince, Wanna Be Your Lover, to my playlist recently, right? Like, so, and I'm big on like Dusties and oldies and stuff like that. So I'm doing that, and then like, but then occasionally Vonnie be like, yo, Youngboy got this woo woo, and I'm like, let me hear it, let me listen to it. And I found a Youngboy track that I like, so I add that to my playlist. So it goes Sade, Youngboy, you feel me? So like, but I keep a list of things that I objectively just like, and I think it's, we're in a playlist era, so I think everybody got a playlist these days, right? Like, it ain't so much, no need to go to radio to find something.
That.
And then,
Love Bomb, the title.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm thinking it's of course R&B.
Yeah.
Like I said, melodic, but I wasn't thinking it was gonna be like the radio type format.
Yeah.
So how did the titling come about?
Love Bomb is the idea. I minored in psychology when I was in college. And you learn little things like love bombing. I don't know if you guys have heard of the concept of love bombing. It's like telling somebody or giving a person affection or showing them that you love them in order for them to get them to do something that you want them to do. So I've been a product of love bombing. Like, when we young, right, and girls is flirting with you, but they don't like you, but they really like you, but they don't like you, and you go through this the friend zone, right? And you get tangled with that. But it's like, as soon as I start talking to another girl, the girl come back, what? But I like you though, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, well, why are you doing this to me, right? I've done it before, younger, youthful ignorance. You feel me? But a lot of the instances you recall on the album, you hear me referencing those moments, right? You hear me referencing, it's like, yo, like I'm questioning a lot of things, whether it's like, yo, do you love me for real? Why are we going through this? Did you even think about how I felt? Or have you gone through these certain things? Or, you know what I'm saying, is my job getting in the way? Is what I do getting in the way? It's like, so I question all of these things. And yeah, I thought Love Bomb was just a great way to, I guess, allude to like a little bit of the ignorance that comes with maybe like loving a person for the first time or going through love for the first time when you don't really understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not just romantically, right? Like it could be toward your homies. It could be toward a loved one, right? Like I talk about the death of my cousin in that, you know what I'm saying? And wishing I would have told him more that I loved him, you know what I'm saying? Or had more interactions with him, you know what I'm saying? But I was off college, doing my own thing, pursuing music, blah, blah, blah. So I wish I would have told him I loved him more, you know what I'm saying?
He hear you, though.
Yeah, I think he definitely with me, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. man.
When did you realize that music was your outlet and therapeutic for you?
13 years old, bro. I've been doing music since I was 13. I went to the Glow in Dark tour, saw Kanye, and that was it. I was like, oh, yeah, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, I just want to do this. And so, but in the process of just wanting to pursue a career in music, I found that like, yo, it really is therapeutic. I'm allowed to say things that I probably normally wouldn't say. I'm allowed to express things that maybe people would frown upon if it wasn't in song format, right?
Right.
So I think that's what it was. Like, tackling concepts like maybe death is probably the easiest way for me to do it is probably through song opposed to, actually sitting down with my family and talking about it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, since I was young, man, I guess as I got older, I found the therapeutic things about it opposed to I initially did it for it.
Was it hard or difficult to show the vulnerability?
Oh, absolutely. I think every artist goes through that process where it's like, in rap, it's kind of like, I got to be the coolest, I got to brag the hardest, I got to pop shit the most, you know what I'm saying? Right, but then I think Drake came along, Kanye came along, and he's like, yo, no, vulnerability is equally as like dope because you realize normal human beings relate to that more than they relate to the gangster stuff. The gangster stuff is a show, like, that's entertainment. Whereas when people can live with your records and feel your records, like when Ye talking about spaceships and working at the Gap, you know how many people in the world felt that working at a 9 to 5, and you just like, man, if my manager say one more thing to me, you know what I'm saying? Man. More people can relate to that than a person saying, well, I just hit my eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and that's just the reality of life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't really no diss to nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, who you want to talk to and how can you get through to them, right? Music is about communication. You feel me? So.
Do you feel like, Love Bomb communicated to the masses how you would like for it to?
I think music is subjective, so I know people are going to take some of their own interpretations from it, unless they actually heard it from me from my own mouth. So I like that too, right? Like if you hear Love Bomb, take from it what you will. You know what I'm saying? Like if it applies, take it. If it doesn't, throw it out. You know what I'm saying? And because ultimately with my music, I'm just giving you my experience. You take from my experience as you will. You know what I'm saying? So if I say some difficult, for me, I said everything I needed to say, right? And so if you take from it and you agree with some stuff, cool. You know what I'm saying? If you live with some things, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I said what I needed to say on it, and I know what it means to me. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm happy that everybody's, people have received it and took different things from it. But,
if I'm not mistaken, this is like your first release, like you said, in the last 5 years. You released some singles to lead up,
but this isn't like my first project in like 5 years, so.
Did you feel any pressure at all? Because think about it. They say, well, I can't say they say, but a year can change where so much music comes out. As an artist, if you're not releasing now, in this now generation, you kind of start to feel like, I don't want to say fall off, but you start feeling like, damn, do people still want to hear me? Will they still vibe with me? So was there any type of, did you think about things like that before you release? Like, damn, will people still, take things in?
For a fact. It was more of a two-pronged thing. It was more of a release because it had been 5 years, right? Like, so finally just uploading something to DSPs and be like, yo, like, this is a body of work. It's here. It's out for people to ingest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had that album, had Love Bomb for probably about a year or two before it actually came out. You know what I'm saying? So I had it on tuck. You know what I'm saying? And in those 5 years, I wasn't twiddling my thumb. I was working on my craft. So it's like I got so much more to just keep pumping out. Like, I made so many songs over 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of like, man, like, yeah, I was definitely worried about like, yo, is people gonna still want to hear me? Is people gonna make the transition? Are they gonna know who Obvious Meech is, the Tree Know Me? And then I had to get that out of my head because it was one thing that Dion told me. And it was that he said, there's no such thing as a fall off. It's like you work at your own pace, and you and your audience have an understanding, right? Like, if Kendrick doesn't drop for 5 years, nobody complains, not one bit. You know why? Because we know we were going to get every time. Same thing with Frank Ocean. We don't care. Adele too. We don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Taylor Swift.
We don't care. You know what's going to happen? We're going to buy it. Beyonce, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they work to that stature. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, in the earlier parts of your career, especially in the music career, it does behoove you to drop consistently and drop frequently. But at that time, I didn't have the means to, you know what I'm saying? And now I do have the means to, so I'm glad that this is the fresh start. I'm glad this is where we're starting. This is considered the starting point now, you know what I'm saying? And if we got to build from here and get to where we got to go, that's absolutely fine. I got more than enough material for that, you know what I'm saying? And so, so I don't believe I ever fall off. I've been getting better and better my whole career, so I'm good.
I'm loving it. I Love Bomb is the shit.
Bro, I appreciate that. I
don't think nobody could have done that but you. You know what I'm saying? Sound wise, no one.
That's a huge compliment for every artist, because I think every artist is on the search for their own sound. So it's like, if you tell me that, bro, that's like the highest compliment you can give me. So thank you.
I'm always looking for something different in the means of it cannot be duplicated.
Yeah, that's the whole goal.
That's what Love Bomb gave me. It cannot be duplicated, and it was super creative, man.
Thank you. So I appreciate that.
I gotta drop a bomb on that one. Salute you, because you definitely like when Jones heard the first one, he was like, "Yo, you flipped the shit out of that." We don't get that much. And then the spins you add to it, then the melodic sound you add to it. Showcasing the vocals.
I was telling him during the break, like, dude, your fucking range,
it's crazy.
It's fucking wide open, like you're a spitter, but then you can switch it up and do this shit. And I told him, like, him being like, his originality is like top tier.
I appreciate that, bro. High compliments, high praises. Appreciate y'all.
Love Bomb is out, and you also hit people in the head with Jack Volume 1 EP.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We just dropped Jack on Friday, October 28th. Shout out to my brody Smee. He dropped the album too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. But we dropped Jack. You feel me? Yeah.
Talk about break Jack down. I mean,
oh man, Jack is a collaborative EP between me and my producer Ruckazoid. He's also a DJ from the Bay Area. We had this idea of taking records that meant a lot to the culture, like Roy Ayers' Sunshine, or Janet Jackson's If, or Tina Marie, LL Cool J. We just wanted records that meant to the culture, because everybody jacking records these days. And I'm like, yo, do how y'all do it. You feel me? If it's early 2000s Petey Pablo records, do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But I want to do the same thing. I just want to do it my way. You know what I'm saying? I want to do Jack records, and I just want to do them the way we know how to do them and elevate them to
the terminology.
For a fact. Yeah, so we definitely have to jack some records and put our own spin on it for a fact.
Damn, Tree. I mean, let people know how they can get in tune. Let people know if you got any upcoming events, how they can follow, and of course how they can stream the music. Because like you said, you about to unload the chamber.
You might want to keep up with me. It's Tree Nohby, TRINOHBI on Instagram. Tree Nohby. Actually, just Google it. It put up everything. Follow me on the gram. Follow me on Twitter. I'm probably most active on Twitter. You can find everything Tree Nohby on iTunes, Spotify, wherever music is sold. Yeah, get up with me, DM me, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about community building. I'm all about, you know, knowing what the people like and what the ears to the street is. So hit me up. And I also discuss basketball. If you got some terrible basketball opinions, send them my way. I'm gonna roast you. So let's go.
So it was like terrible. Sound like Charles Barkley. Terrible.
Just terrible opinions. If y'all got some terrible ones, hit me up. You feel me?